Nothing lives here. He's gone. You were too slow. How could you? Keep going. How could you? Keep going. Ignore the pain. I told you. It was he tricked you. I told you. Where are you going? See, there's nothing to follow. Come on. There it is. It's Dillion. I told you. Quick, come on. Before he disappears. Come on. Out.
Before she first met him, she was not in a good place. Just a teenager, but not like the others. Barely functioning, she rarely left the house. Her father Zinbal made sure of that. Only occasionally did she venture out on her own, collecting firewood and herbs. Errands out in the Orkney Plains. That was her world. Like this one. Barren and lonely. There he was, the lone figure of a boy, sword blade in the shade of a tree. She remembers the first time she saw him. Her young eyes, he moved as if dancing, and the world danced with him. The gloom lifted. For the first time in years, she felt a ray of hope. Day after day, watching from afar, she mimicked it, perfecting her own secret dance, wishing those fleeting moments of light would stretch out to last forever.
It's a dream. It's an illusion. It's not real. It's different. It's real. You want to believe it's real, but it's a dream. You're deluded. Where are you going? Where is she going? What is she following? You can't even fight. It's just a deception.
How does he so effortlessly court the world and bliss? If only she could be the same. See the world through eyes anew, and dance with it, just like he does.
What's your name?
Senua.
I haven't seen you before.
I don't leave home much.
Oh, Zeno's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait. Who taught you to fight like that?
No one.
No one?
Well, I watched you, and
You learnt all of that from watching me? You should become a warrior, you know.
me?
I'm Dillion. I'm here for the warrior trials. Just come and watch. And bring your sword.
You can't put it into words. That moment when you look into the eyes of the one who is supposed to reassure you, make you feel safe. It only takes an instant. Fear swallows you before you have a chance to make sense of it. And darkness becomes a part of who you are.
You killed him.
But her world changed the day the Northmen took him from her. Senua knows that there's no going back to how things were. That there's nothing to go back to at all.
Stay still, stay quiet, hide, don't tell her.
Their gods can see into your mind. They will use this power to destroy
They
you.
won't stop me. I can still feel him.
Whatever's left of him, they will never let him go.
I'm not gonna let him rot here!
You're the one rotting here.
Leave me alone!
You will die here.
No!
And all your suffering will have been for nothing.
Shut up! Dillion? Is that you? I'll find you, my love. I promise.
Can you see him? You want to believe it. Is it not real? Is he there? You're alone in these mountains. Is that Dillion? Nothing lives here. You won't survive. You met him by the tree. She met him by the tree. Maybe it's a sign. The tree. What's he trying to tell you? He's waiting for you by the tree.
The Northmen tell of a great hero. His name is Sigmund. His father's hall was built around a great tree, and one day, Odin comes and thrusts a sword into the tree, a gift to whomever can release it. Many try, but the sword only comes out at Sigmund's touch. His brother-in-law, King Siggeir, wants it, but Sigmund refuses him, so King Siggeir plots revenge. He invites Sigmund and his brothers to a feast, but when they arrive, they are met with an army, not a warm welcome. King Siggeir captures Sigmund and his brothers, steals his coveted sword, and readies them for execution.
Take it. A sword. Take it. Dillion left it for you. Take it. Take it. Take it. Take it. It's a trick. It's a trick. It's it. It's coming from there and there. What are they? Look, where's it coming from? She started something.
What's happening?
Senua, imagine a sword that can slay gods. Its name is Gram. It was forged by the god of all Northmen, Odin, and gifted to Sigmund, a great warrior.
I need this sword. It's important. Can you help me?
The sword appears whole, but it is an illusion. It shattered into shards long ago. It is said a great warrior can reforge Gram by answering the trials of Odin, one for each shard. The roots of the tree of death will take you to new lands where you will face the
Go
trials.
to the shards. Go to the shard.
Go to the shards.
What's the shard? Find it. The metal runestones. It's in front of you. Find it. The metal. The runes. You need that sword. Go to the shard. Find the shards.
Death for Sigmund and his brothers seems certain. But the king's wife is Sigmund's sister, and she begs for mercy and implores the king to chain them up instead. He agrees. Not for mercy, though, but because he plans an even more cruel...
There it is. Focus. 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 Get closer. Can you see? Go to it. It's not safe.
I saw once a plague strike northern lands of ice. It was so terrible that not the oldest man among us could remember the like. Hundreds died. The sickness took nearly every person younger than 40 and many older, and where dying mothers gave birth, the marks of the plague were on the babes as they came out of the womb.
Where are we? I don't like it. This place feels...
What is this place?
It's creepy. It feels wrong. It feels strange. Where is it? Where are we? Turn back. This is wrong. This has to be wrong. There he is. There he is. The light. Go towards it. He's in the house. He's going in. He's disappearing. Follow him. No.
It's a test. Like the old warrior trials. Dillion will help me.
The stench of rot. She can almost taste it. Do you smell it? No. Don't worry. Not everyone can. It was a warm spring day when she went to the river with Dillion and the others. For the water. She could taste the rot. No one else could. She knew something was wrong. Something sinister. She begged them to leave, but they just laughed at her. But soon enough, as the bodies piled up, no one was laughing. And they knew that she was not like that.
You have to find him. Quick, get to the house. Get to the house and finish this trial. It doesn't finish until you get to the house. Before he disappears, Senua. You have to get in.
The Northmen speak of a death moon, a light shaped like a half moon that appears inside a house and goes around the walls. I once saw the death moon appear at a farm, and first the shepherd died, then a guest died, and then the farm hands, and then the farmer and 6 of his men drowned at sea. That is not the end of it, because the dead return to haunt the living. If you see the death moon, does that be death in that house?
You can see it. Aligned to the truth. The bridge. She didn't see it. You fixed the bridge. She fixed it. You passed the trial. Get to the house. You succeeded.
Senua! Come to me! Where are you?
I'm here. I'm right here.
Are you in there? Come out if you are.
Where is he? Find him. You have to find him. The rooms. Focus. The rooms.
Dillion! They're coming for me!
It's too much. Someone's calling you. Someone's calling you. What's that noise? You can hear Dillion. It's Dillion. Go for it. close, move away. Senua! You came through the wrong door. Where's your sword? Where's your sword? You can't test it, it's still in the Focus. Who are you? Don't let Senua don't get lost. Don't get Senua. You'll start to panic. You'll be out here for what should I do?
Senua! What happened?
They're blaming me for the plague. They say that I'm cursed. What if they're right?
How would they know such a thing? Are they gods? None of us are. They're just people. Good people, but they're scared. They're afraid of what they can't see. Like children scared of the dark. They make up stories to fill the void. Doesn't even true.
What if my father was right?
You have to step out of this darkness. Let them see who you really are, like I have. You're not a monster.
Without you, this life has made me a monster.
It's done. You did it, but there's more. There's more. You're tired, but you have to keep going. There's still more. There's always more to do. It's not going to be easy. Can you do another one? It's too much. Have you got the energy? She hasn't got the energy. No. Too much to do.
I want to tell you a story about a god of the Northmen called Balder, the second son of Odin. He was beautiful, good, and wise. He was fair of feature, he spoke fair words, he gave fair judgments. Light shone from him. Only good things were told of him. Yet he was the first of the gods to die.
Through it. Where are we? What is this? It's the same. It's another world. It's lighter. It's nicer. I like it here. Can we stay? The bridge. It's not broken. It's fixed. What happened? The bridge is fixed. Let's cross it.
The Northmen tell this story about the death of Balder. It begins with dark dreams. Night after night, Balder dreams of his own death, and the gods fear for his life. So Balder's mother makes everything in the world: fire, water, iron, stone, earth, wood, beasts, birds, serpents, poison, sickness, swear an oath not to harm her son. One by one, they each make their vow. Neither weapons nor wood will injure him, Balder's mother boasts. Only Loki, father of Hela, the mistress of death, is not amused.
Go through it. It's dangerous. Follow it. What's behind it? No, I thank you. It's not safe. Dillion, there he is. There he is. What are you waiting for? Find him. Find him. Go. Dillion, don't lose him. Way too many times. He's always let him disappear. Dillion, there he is. Quick. Where is he? Where's he gone? We're in the wrong world. He's not here. She's in. He's not in this world. He's in the other one. He's in the other one. He's in the dark world. The dark world.
The world once seemed so simple. Black and white. Darkness and light. Narrow dividing lines of our own making. Dillion taught her to see further. To peek through the cracks and see the worlds of colour stretching away from the gloom. And Senua explored new paths into the unknown.
He shapes himself into a woman and asks Balder's mother, "Is it really true that all things promise to keep him safe?" "I did not ask the mistletoe," Balder's mother confesses. "I thought it was too young." Oh dear.
You can't go up there. He didn't know this was cursed. He saved you when everyone else turned the clouds. He cared in a way that nobody else did. Senua, you've got it. Why isn't he here? He's gone. He's in the dark world. He's gone to the dark world. You're in the wrong world. He's in the other world. The dark world. Without you. What does it feel like to be in love? You're going to fight it. Kill the things that are most precious to you. She thought that she knew best. She thought she had light within her. She is pure darkness. Where are you taking him? He's up there. There's a way. There is a way up there. Find the way. She can do it. You're nearly there. She can find the way. You broke him. You killed him. You couldn't see the darkness within you.
Loki makes a dart out of mistletoe and goes to the gods as they throw things at Balder. The blind god, Huth, was there. Loki asks him why he wasn't taken home. Huth says, I cannot see where Balder stands, and even if I could see him, I have no weapon. Loki replies, "Here is a wand. I will tell you where he stands." And Höth throws the mistletoe at Balder. It pierces through him, and to everyone's horror, Balder is killed. And for this, Höth is slain. The Northmen tell how the gods mourned Balder. His body was to be burnt on his ship, but they could not manage to push it into the sea, and sent for a giantess to do it.
Years had passed since she left her father. She trained hard alongside her friend, Dillion. She saw things no one else could. Patterns, shapes, movement. An intuition that made her an exceptional warrior. Friendship turned to love. But the shadow of darkness never let her go, and she was caught between two worlds. That of Zinbel and her past, and Dillion, her future. Two realities tearing at her soul.
What if they're all about wasting your time, just delaying minute by minute by minute? What does she think she's doing? You're special. She thinks she can.
They mean nothing.
Being special.
Waste of time.
It could all be a waste of her time.
The gods are just
Playing,
What if the gods are laughing?
messing with her.
It would lead.
Be the first time. Do you remember how he made you feel? Dillion doesn't know who killed him. He did. It's all your fault. It's all your fault. You're cursed.
The curse crossed.
Dillion saved you. Dillion cared for her like no one else has.
Dillion's the only reason she's still alive.
Do you remember meeting him beneath the tree? Do you remember what love feels like?
Dillion's in the tower.
He's there.
Look what happens to the things we love.
Wasting your have no time for this. Speak up. It's all part of the game.
They try to distract you.
Set you up, and now they're going to watch you.
What if these trials mean nothing?
Laughing at you.
What if they take you closer to Dillion?
And you letting this get in the way.
What if they are just to tie you out so you can prepare before the battle comes? He destroys everything on Earth. Remember Dillion?
Do you remember?
Do you remember the sound of his voice? What if this is pointless?
What are you doing? Why did you think you could make this work? You keep seeing
Runes, you see runes everywhere.
everywhere. What if they're not real? What if they don't actually make sense?
The gods were lying. You think it makes sense, but really the gods are playing with you.
It makes sense in your mind, but it doesn't make sense in
Worlds, the gods mean, but it doesn't mean anything.
You can't read this language, you don't understand
Zinbel
it.
was right. You're wasting time. You're cursed. Succeed. So, look what happens to the things we love. Why didn't she? Dillion! It's not safe. You're going to fall.
Dillion never much cared for the underworld.
You're going to fall.
and gloomed upon the druids, like her father, Zinbal.
You can do it.
I guess he took after his father, the chieftain who believed nothing he couldn't see, and he happened to be blind. She felt safe in Dillion's arms, learned to see the world through his eyes. Slowly, the darkness that had bound her so tightly began to unravel.
Very careful. It's far, don't let him slip away. It's a narrow bridge. And there's a long way to fall. Be quick. Be quick. Careful. Breathe. Oh, no. It's your fault. He's disappeared. You've lost him to the sea. He's gone. You've lost him to it. He's come to the water.
Senua, your father cannot understand your darkness. He cannot see through your eyes. No one can. My own father was born blind. Doesn't have the faintest idea of what night looks like. The word dark to him means as little as the word light. So someone is afraid of the dark. So we fix them by taking away their sight. Would you give up the beautiful world that you, and only you, can see just to be rid of your nightmares? Or is this the price you pay, the gift you have? A gift that makes you so special in my eyes. Just another part of the person I know.
I left for the wilds to protect you from my darkness. Because I love you. But it made it worse. I'm so sorry.
What if this is pointless? What if you're wrong? What if this is nothing to do with the sword? What if we're wrong? The sword will never be yours. What if this is the end? It's just a trick. Yes. You've been fooled before, you could be fooled again. You're being tested. You don't know. It's just their game for you. You never know which way it's going to go.
Northmen say that their Allfather, Odin, gave his eye in exchange for a drink from Mimir's well, the Well of Wisdom. In blindness, there can be wisdom. Only by giving can you receive in return. For this reason, I give my life and pass on my stories of the Northmen to you, Senua.
Where am I? I can't see. Who's that?
Can you hear me? I'm right here. Can you see me?
Help me.
Breathe slow.
It's the darkness.
Stay still. Empty your thoughts. Tell me what you feel.
A breeze.
Good. And there is a way out.
I can't tell where it comes from.
Yes, you can.
The others. The voices. They've gone.
I'm still here.
It's so quiet. So dark.
It's okay. Listen to your own breath. Feel it rise and fall. Good. Be aware of everything you hear and feel. Let your senses guide you.
I can't go on. Dillion?
Find a way. I'm not leaving you here.
I think I'm somewhere else. The breeze is gone.
Use all of your senses. Let the world speak to you. What do you hear?
I hear water.
Good.
I've reached the water.
Good. That's your way. Follow it upstream.
I'm so sorry. I thought I left this all behind.
Don't be sorry. It's not your fault.
He was right. It's inside of me. It won't let me go.
Senua. My father. He taught me the hardest battles are fought in the mind, not the sword. You're no coward. Prove that from your army triumph. This is just another battle. You can beat it.
This isn't your battle. You don't have to help me.
I want to. Besides, going to be a great warrior, okay? We need people like you.
I'll do this.
Shh. Shh. I know what you're thinking. He's not really here. Seems there's no escaping the past in this place. And so she's forced to relive it. To what end?
There's a waterfall. I can't go on this way.
Then look for another way and tell me what you find.
I don't know what's inside.
Don't be afraid. Dillion,
There's something in here.
do you see? No. And it cannot see you. Quietly move past it. One step.
It's not following me.
Leave it behind. Keep moving forwards.
There's more of them. I think they're moving.
You're breathing too fast.
I'm scared.
Listen to the sound of your breath. In and out. In and out. It won't pass. You can do this, Senua.
I think I'm in a house. It stinks. Of death.
The darkness is testing you. But you are in control.
A well. There's a well.
Don't turn back. We're getting close.
Dillion. Help me. Dillion. Is that you? I can see a light.
Yes, I can see you too.
She could spend hours, days even, trapped within herself, in the dark.
You see me?
Yes.
Your eyes were open, but you were gone.
And when it finally let her go, she could be anywhere, with no memory of how she got there.
When it comes for me, I have no power over it.
But here, for the first time, someone was there to help.
But I heard your voice. You brought me back.
You found your own way back. All you needed was a little help. A little hope.
Killing you will be too easy. They're taking your memories to torture you. They're taking you inside. You're disappearing one memory at a time. Every time you remember, it disappears. They're going to take everything. They're not yours anymore. They're going to take everything you have. The memories of ghosts. They belong to the gods, not to you. They're eating you from the inside. They want to kill your soul. They want to crush it. Do you think they want your body? They want your soul. They want your mind, and they're going to take it. The memories were yours, but they're the gods now. It's not yours anymore. Dillion's disappearing with your memories.
A king in the north forced the dwarves to make a sword that would never fail and never rust, and would slice through iron and stone and bring victory to its bearer. But the angry dwarves cursed it. It would be the death of a man every time it was drawn, and it would be the death of the king. Let me tell you about the sword Tyrving.
I don't recognize this man. Where are we? Where is she?
It feels wrong.
Where is she?
Where are we now? Burial mound. It's so strange that we go to such lengths to bury death. Something so very ordinary, inevitable. It's as if we conspired to hide death, because we have no answer for it. But when it comes, and forces itself onto our friends or loved ones, then comes the reckoning.
Story that the Northmen tell about a young woman warrior. Her name is Herva, daughter of a berserker born after he was killed. She's a wild, willful child who teaches herself to fight with weapons. When she learns where her father is buried, her only desire is to reclaim the treasure buried with him, but above all, the sword, Tyrving.
Go in. You have to be in. Take the torch. It's too dark. Take it. This will help you. Careful. You have to be able to see.
Who's there? Dillion, I'm here. I'm here for the trials. Like when we first met, remember?
There he is. There he is. Dillion, there he is. Finally, you found him.
What's wrong? What happened? Can you hear me?
How did you let him lead you?
Just wait there. I'll find you.
Could you? You have to find him. This is your mission. Find him. You have to use everything you have and find him. Get him back. He's just there. How could you lose him? How could she lose him? How could she? Find him.
I'll find him.
Touch the walls.
You don't know what they might do.
Turn back.
She has to keep going.
It's not safe here.
She has to keep going.
If you go down there, no one can save you.
It's too scary.
I can hear him.
Herva disguises herself as a man to join a band of warriors, and soon becomes their leader. When they come to the island where her father is buried, her men do not want to go ashore. They say that evil haunts the island, and that it is a worse place by day than other places are by night. Fearless, she lands alone. There are many grave mounds, and all of them have ghostly flames burning over them. She comes to the grave mound of her father after passing through these ghostly fires, as though they were mist. The flames I passed through the rain enough, down Northman to hell.
We told you. We told you it was true. doesn't sound like Dillion. What's happening? It's not him.
Quiet. He wants me to find him. I'm lost without him.
That's not Dillion. It doesn't sound like Dillion. It sounds like something dangerous. Something's here. What's in there? Why is it a secret trial? No buzz. How do you get in there? How does she get there?
That voice. It's not Dillion.
Find a way. Don't stop now. Don't give up now. Find a way. You're too close to stop. What's in there?
Dillion wants me to face my fears. Father? I'm leaving. I've decided. I think it will be good for me.
It's the darkness. It's speaking through
No,
you.
Dad, it's me. I think I can beat it. In my own way.
I can see the darkness in your eyes, child.
I met a boy.
Boy.
The chief answer.
No.
He said he could help me.
It's a trick.
He said I could be normal.
Normal.
Yes.
No boy is going to save you. No one can. When they see the rot growing inside you,
No!
they will turn their back on you. The gods can only fix you through my hand. You're going nowhere.
No.
You will not defy the gods. Come, child, take my hand. Come. Senua.
I am leaving!
You cannot escape the darkness. Your curse will make everyone suffer. You will have blood on your hands!
You've done it. You did it. The warrior trials. You need that sword. Go get the sword. You did it for the sword. You have to get the sword.
With Graham reforged, we will have Udin's blessing to walk, a goddess, into the halls of Helheim and challenge Hela as an equal.
So Dillion was helping me.
Dillion gave
And the sword will lead me to him.
warrior trials
Like when we first met.
to leave her past behind and become a warrior in Dillion's clan.
Go back. It's not safe.
The sword is tainted by the gods of darkness. Leave it.
No. He left it here. He wants me to take it.
You will pay a price for this.
But years later, with Zinbal's parting words still haunting her, the darkness came back with a vengeance. The plague.
Dillion?
Everyone suffered.
My father was not supposed to die like this.
Dillion?
Do you see it clearly now, Senua? The suffering you've caused.
This is your fault. You brought this plague to us! You have blood on your hands!